What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Today is the 17th of December, Wednesday. Let's go over the price action that took place today on Nasdaq 100. So we had another major sell-off today. So this confirms, based on how we close, that we might be seeking lower liquidity. So we were not able to maintain this buy up today. We just went up, took out the previous daily high, and then we came and ran the previous daily low, and we ended up even closing below the previous daily low. So that's what we did today. So today's closure with a short wick, indicating that the price action wants to head lower. So short wick here, and the fact that we swept previous daily high, strong indication that we might want to head lower. So this is the current predicament of this market. It wants to head lower. Whether we're going to continue to this low, this is the next liquidity target, then this one going into this new week or new day opening gap, and ultimately this could be the next target, which would have been the previous monthly low. That would have been the low from November. So not sure if we make it all the way down there, because we only have 2 days left in this week. Next week we have Christmas, and usually the market slows down significantly over the next couple of days. So let us see what we get next week. But currently, this is what we look like. So let's go down to the 4-hour time frame. The 4-hour time frame looks like this. So we were trying to maintain a little bit of a retracement right here, but all this just came out as stock liquidity that we just came and ran below. So we're making lower highs and lower lows in the structure. So here came down, came back up, came back down, came back up, came down again, come back up, and we're taking out the lows. So I need to find a bright color. Take off this. So like this. So the current market structure on this time frame is now bearish. So coming back up to here, pretty much sweep the highs. Coming back here, breaking below this low, retesting the fair value gap inside of here, coming back down here, retesting the highs, and then dropping again. Currently we're sitting inside this supply or demand level, rather I should say, and we're sitting right at the 50% off that demand leg. So let us see if we're going to continue selling off right throughout this week. Let me show you now the 1 hour time frame, what the 1 hour time frame looks like. The 1 hour time frame right here. A little bit more detail. So we opened, where was it? We opened right here, traded up, came back down, traded back up. Now this is the 50% leg here. I'm sure this didn't create until when we took out this low. But we traded up inside here, retesting these highs, and then we sold off. So selling off, we come all the way to take out this previous daily low. So that is on the 1 hour time frame, and then now switching back to the lower time frame, which would be like the 15 minute. So where we opened up, where was it? Trying to fit out. So I think it was right here. Opened up and right here. So opened up right here with a little new day opening gap. Traded till it came down, came back up. All of this leading into the midnight open. Midnight open created this low. We traded, consolidated here, headed higher. And the higher that we had was inside this fair value gap. Inside of here, we couldn't get above there, and this was inside the New York, early New York, and going into the stock market open when we had this big pivot to the downside, and this would have been the target, the previous daily low, as well as the overnight low. So the overnight low would have been right here, Asian low, and then this low, which would have been an intraday low. This would have been the New York AM low. So that's how we got down here today. Let's look now at the 1 minute time frame and see how we could have capitalized on some of those moves. So let me scroll all the way over here. So starting out in the Asian session, I marked out this because I was up at that time. Didn't take any trades. So this is where we were sitting at the Asia lows right here from where we opened. Came down into this low, took out all of this liquidity. There were some nice little trades in here, some scalp buys, then a sell right around 10, 10, 15 there about. We came all the way down, and I thought this would have been the low of the day until we pretty much reversed it. So this was a pretty decent buy level. So we bought here and immediately we just took off to the upside. This isn't the cleanest price action, but inside the macro here, you can see where we traded, induced this low, came down into this fair value gap, and we ran higher. Came down again into this order block. So use this as an order block or as a demand level, and we ran higher. Another low created here, and we exploded a little bit from that high. So continuing to the upside, we did all of this until we pretty much exhausted the buy program and we couldn't continue any higher. So if you realize all of these macros didn't do much but consolidate. So sideways movement going into the AM session of New York. So this sell-off started the higher the day created at the 750 to 810 macro, where we dropped down, came back up again, and right around 850 to 910, we retested the highs and decided to sell off. By the time when we get to New York open, we just plummeted to the downside, and 10 a.m. gave us a nice entry in the silver bullet here. So this silver bullet entry using this candle as an order block. I realized that we tested this level so many times before dropping. So we had multiple opportunities if we trusted the sales to take out the midnight open as well as the intraday open, which is the Asia low. So the Asia low was taken here, right around here or here, and then the next low would have been the previous day's low. So the previous day's low would have been all the way down here, but this low was also a valid liquidity pool. So we had equal lows here from the previous day, New York AM and PM session. So sold off all the way down there. Nice entry here. Took a while to drop, but this was the week on the 4 hour time frame. So the 4 hour opened right, let's say here, we traded back up, and then we did all of this drop here. After that, we pretty much consolidated for the rest of the day. Small little scalp entry, sell here, another one to the upside for a buy, another one down, another one here, and then it's pretty much sideways after that. So right after the AM session ended, going into lunchtime, we traded sideways, especially around here. There were some scalps here, but nothing worth it. This could have been used as an order block to sell from. So this would have been a nice valid sell. But we already pretty much in discounted prices on this time frame. So you'd have to be looking to take scalps, even though we did create a new lower low. So we created a new lower low here, sold, and going into the PM session, this is all consolidation. Complete sideways movement, the liquidity just dry up, and right at the close, we had a nice spike down, and that's where we ended the day. Nice price action in the AM, not much in the PM, but that is typical for this time of the year. So that was expected. And you could have made enough money, enough trades inside this AM session. So we could have continued to the downside. And you could have exited the market or just hold and see if we get a run. Now, the fact that we closed the lower delay all the way down here with a short wick, so we did this, drop down, came back up, so we closed the day right around here. I'm expecting us to continue lower. With 2 days left in the week, might have a little bit of a retrace, to the upside before we continue dropping. So currently we're moving sideways, choppy price action right here, probably less than our 20 pip range currently. So expecting us to actually is 100 pips. Oh, but that's the way the NQ moves. But currently today we dropped over probably 600 points from the high of the day all the way up here, almost 600 points. So high there, low there, 600 point drop today. So beautiful price action, one clean move, and that's where we had to end it for the session. So that is pretty much it for today's video, guys. Let me see something. Let me see if all the indices are being dragged down like this. So this is gold and seems like we're trying to break out back for the upside. So the weekly candle is up here, all the way up here. It's a bit of a manipulation and seems like we want to take out the previous weekly high. So it looks like we're breaking back out to the upside. Simply means that the market doesn't trust buys on the indices, and this is us fleeing to safety and goal to close out the year. So let us see if we continue like this. But that is it for today's video. I will catch you guys on the next one tomorrow.